All right, and we are live. Gosh dang, man, getting a little bit late on starting this podcast because, because I found out one of the supervisors at the gym was coming in on the graveyard shift. I thought he was going to be here for the full shift, but I guess I missed him. They said, "Oh, you missed him. He just left like 5 minutes ago." I was like, "Oh man," because I had a shirt made specifically just for him because he was in the beginning when my mom gifted me the tie-dye kit and stuff, or was it my cousin? I don't remember who bought it. I think it was my cousin, or was it my mom? I don't remember. Oh, it was probably my cousin. But anyway, he gave me a bunch of these gym shirts, and I practiced on these, He approved of them, like all the staff, when I was talking crap. And, yeah, I got a tie-dye kit for Christmas. Now everyone was like, "Man, you tie-dye?" And I was like, "No, I want to get into it." And then I just started talking a bunch of crap, like, "Man, I was totally like make shirts for all of you guys and all this stuff and blah, 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 blah." And out of nowhere, come to find out, everyone wanted a shirt, and I'm like, "Whoa, y'all are for real." But I tell you this, I am someone who talks crap. I come up with all these amazing ideas, but I never execute the ideas. And that's the problem. But if it wasn't for them all wanting a shirt, I was like, man, now I feel obligated to do it. Because they gave me the shirts to tie-dye and everything. All I needed to do was supply. But now look at your boy. I'm always doing tie-dye. But man, I'll tell you, things are looking up. Things are looking up. They really are. I can't wait to give him the shirt too. Because I honestly think the amount of vibrancy that this shirt gives, it matches the guy's personality. And I can't wait to give it to him. I mean, you gotta excuse my chewing. Got some popcorn. Honestly, if I'm feeling pretty good, I don't mind talking and eating. Especially if I got a lot to say. But the thing is, I got most of my talking done. Like, I had to stop myself because I'm literally talking about good podcast material to my friend. And I mean, I was going on and on and on and on. I realized I still got popcorn up in my car. And I still got to do a podcast, blah, 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 blah. Because that's the thing. I got talking. I don't know when to stop. But, everything's looking great, though. Everything's looking great. That's one thing you gotta come to realization. Every single day that you are given is beautiful. Because when you wake up, someone else is not. When you wake up to take a breath, someone else is not. It's the cycle of life. In order for you to live, another must go. That's how it goes. It's the cycle. So when you always have that into thinking, you really become really thankful for each and every day. You really do. But I'm just ready to start my next chapter in life. I really am. Now, one thing you gotta remember, guys, when it comes to progress, you gotta remember, we live in a world where people get comfortable having the same faces around for so long. You know, I was guilty of it. Everyone is guilty of it. It's how we are conditioned to stay where we are put. Just like school. You know, why do you think it was so rough for the new guy to fit in, you know? You know, when it came to like high school and stuff. Now some, they just got used to it and they knew how to work with it and adapt to it real quick. But also there was others where it was not as easy for them. Because we are conditioned to be xenophobic to stuff that's brand new. You know? Now, as we get older and out of high school and stuff, that starts to change. We start to look forward to brand new. Because it feels good to see change happening. But see, the thing is we want to have ownership of the change. And we want to keep the change with us. You know, wow, I remember when I met this person a couple years ago, man. Yeah, you know. But one thing that I've learned in many readings I've read, specifically the Dalai Lama, he speaks about this stuff too. When new things happen, take it in wholeheartedly. But when it's time to let it go wholeheartedly. You know? In life, there's nothing but change. You get visitors. But you can't have ownership of the visitors. They're there to teach you something. Everyone you meet is not by accident. Everyone comes in your life for a reason. It's up to you to acknowledge why they're there. Sometimes, because I've been able to identify it. Like, for example, like when I was so mentally out of it, you know, like, for example, my friend Charles, he stayed working with us for a while, you know. But man, he gave me so much fatherly advice on stuff that I needed to know. Like about the conditioning of society and all this stuff, man. I mean, come to find out he had a daughter who was going through the same dang situation I did when I was a kid. So I was helping him out, you know. And guess what? After years of battling in court for custody of her and stuff. Now, I'm not saying my parents had like a custody battle over me or anything like that. No, what the problem was is she had like similar mental issues like I did as a kid, basically. Now, my parents stuck together. Because that's one thing that was conditioned back in those days, you know. If you get a baby together, you better get married and you stay together. That was one of the most corrupt forms of... That's so corrupt. I would hate to live back in them days, I tell you. I really would. Because then you feel obligated. But you gotta remember, you have ownership of your life. You're not obligated to do anything. If it does not meet your expectations and keeps you happy and sane and stable, forget about it. Quit trying to impress others and quit trying to impress society. Because that's one thing. I mean, don't really aggravate me. I probably used to. You know, when you hear these people talk about, yep, we've been together since we were in middle school. Yep, yeah, that was good love. I tell you, that was good love. And I was like, so you mean to tell me you met your perfect go-to person during your development stages? Now ask yourself, how much dysfunction happened to them during their relationship time where they were not happy and literally at each other's throat? That's another thing that's normalized in society. Oh, James, arguing happens. You get into disputes with your wife, blah, 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 blah. And that's another thing one of my friends brought up. So, family members, elders, elders. Now, sometimes he's going to cheat on you. But you got to stay loyal. Because if you don't put up with it, then you don't love him. What? Man, it's all a part of conditioning. Don't believe that stuff. Don't believe that stuff. Don't believe how you were conditioned. If you are not happy and you are not at peace, you should not be forcing yourself in a relationship where you completely feel restless. That's not a relationship. You're forcing connection when it's not supposed to be there. All the signs are there. The door's right there, but you're refusing to leave because guess what? At a young age, we've been conditioned to obsess over familiar faces. Oh, but I remember when he was so nice to me. He used to not be like this. See, back in the day, he took me out on dates and, we had the red lobster, the red lobster. Oh, the pasta. Oh, the Olive Garden. Oh, yes, the breadsticks. Oh, we had so much fun. Girl, don't you see? That was the manipulation process. That's how we are programmed in our youth. We're programmed to be manipulative, get what we want. Because guess what? We have to escape from the dysfunction of our upbringing. Period. So guess what we're going to do? Girl, me and you are going to run from our dysfunction together through each other. That's called love. Yeah, until you do some deep reading and find out that butterflies is actually a defense mechanism. But the thing is we normalize butterflies to be a good thing. Butterflies is a defense mechanism. There's a reason why you feel weak in your legs. You are acknowledging that it's not right. But yet, what did we learn in sitcoms? Oh, the butterflies, they're such a good thing. But they make me feel like crap and make me want to puke and all this other stuff. So, are you sure you're not explaining something that's horrible? No, it's good. Nausea? What? That's one thing I learned from the Dalai Lama too. He talks about that. I'm telling you, man, you read some of them books from the Dalai Lama. That dude is goals. I want to be that much at peace. I really do. I really, really do. But it's a lot of work. And especially to be where he is. Like, if you find out where the heck he comes from and what goes on over in the country, Jesus Louise. There's a reason why that man is so at peace. Because he sacrificed everything to find peace. And that's what you got to do. Minimalism is the closest to peace you're going to get in society without stripping yourself completely clean. Now, if you want to find like extreme peace, then you better strip yourself clean of everything. The only thing that you're going to be responsible is for yourself. Not responsible for a phone. Not responsible for a car. Responsibility is what diminishes us from being fully responsible for ourselves. Everything you own, materialism, any kind of clutter, it's all responsibility. No, but you don't have to feed a TV, stupid. No, but you got to pay the bill for it. Yeah, but like, okay, you're so funny, Mr. Clever. But you know, like I kind of need my transportation and my car and all that stuff. That's understandable. But no, you necessarily don't need it. That's what I mean. Like if you do a complete strip of your life and just go down to the nitty gritty, go from a car to a bike, or bike from foot, whatever. The more that you let go, you find yourself to be more close to peace. Because you find things that are of this dysfunctional world make for a dysfunctional world within ourselves. You want to continue to put money into this, that, and the other? Netflix, Hulu, all these clothes, designer jeans, designer shoes, designer makeup, designer everything. How much stuff you got in your house? How much stuff you got to pack to move? Or do you even have a place? A lot of people, it's hard for them to find a place. So guess what they do? They go see roommates. That's what I was just talking to my friend about. Roommates ain't nothing but comfort. Because you know why? Me living on my own, paying the bills all by myself, seeing how much I'm getting paid, I've had to penny pinch my whole way, man. Now, it's getting to a point where my job ain't going to pay enough. I got to make ends. So guess what I did? Force myself to go look for other opportunities. Because that's what I mean. When you are by yourself, responsible for yourself, you start to really pay attention because you're taking care of yourself. You don't have no roommates or no nothing to take care of you. The thing is everyone wants to continue to go to McDonald's, Burger King, Subway, barbecue, restaurants. See how the advertisements have engulfed our minds through our developing stages? We see these advertisements, they're all happy. Yeah. But if commercials were the truth, and they showed you the real people who are going into these places, how much obesity? How many people are barely scraping by? In bad living conditions, but they're still there in the restaurant because they're trying to make themselves happy. These advertisements, these commercials are just a mirror effect of what we want us to think that it makes us feel like. But in all reality, take off that illusion. Look around. See the type of people. You'll begin to see the truth. I'm not saying don't take yourself out. My caseworker has taught me to reward myself when I do like a big thing of change. Like if I stood and, just found adaptation, I think that's the word. Find some way to adapt in the change. And it was like a big change in my life. Go reward yourself. Go pick you up a candy bar. Go pick you up a Burger King. Whatever. Because you want to reward good behavior. But the thing is, with our dysfunctional society, we reward ourselves from not making any progress. So what do? Oh, I feel like crap. I'm going to order a pizza to make me feel better. So you mean to tell me you're rewarding yourself for feeling like crap? My caseworker told me, James, if you feel like crap, go to the gym. Feel like you're a man and go to the gym. Because you got to put yourself first. And that's the thing. Through our upbringings and everything, we are taught to put ourselves last. Now, there is a way of people looking like they're putting themselves first. But then when you find out that that person is in character, you find out a lot of people are in character, actually. No one is their real self. The Japanese got a saying that we got 3 phases. One in public, one in private, one behind our closed doors. Your goal should be to just have one face at all times. You know how hard it is? It's hard. Get therapy for all that bullcrap. End up going down to the identity crisis. And you're going to be like, I don't even know who I am anymore. Because then you find out the person who you were behind your closed doors, that's not even you. That's a dysfunctional version of you. You're having to go dig deeper to go find yourself. Put in the work, put in the time. Because if you wait too long, wait till you're in your 50s and stuff, boy, it's harder. I wouldn't want to be through it. Y'all see midlife crisis through these 50-year-olds who buy like crazy stuff. Big old Jimmy John, fed up with his life, going 60. Gets him a big hog motorcycle, a leather jacket. Man, what your grandpa doing? Oh, he's having a midlife crisis. You know, we have normalized midlife crises, and we don't even look at the mental health aspect of it, what caused it. The reason why there's a midlife crisis is because, you know, when your brain gets so tired of playing a character for so long, you want to go back to the time where you felt good. Because now you're starting to see the reality, and you're starting to see that you have been living a lie. So you got a midlife crisis. I just say it like it is. Don't do that to yourself. Man, it's popcorn at thebomb.com. I'm just saying. But yeah, can't wait to go to Illinois. See my best friend. We're going to do some podcasts. Take her out to Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Get to spend a week with her. You know. Doing pretty good with the podcast. What time is it at? 13, man. Thing is, man, I feel like this is going to be a short one. But I kind of don't want to do a short one. I've been doing good. All my stuff been 58 minutes. Straight. I want to keep it like that. But I also want to start my workout in a pretty decent time, too. Man, though, I really wanted to give that shirt to my supervisor, though. Because I really think the vibrancy of that shirt really will fit. Oh yeah, that's another thing I was telling my friend just now. You know, your life, right? When you are in an apartment complex and you are exposed to the dark sounds of reality, this is a test. It's all a test. This is for you to acknowledge we live in a dark world. It is out of our control. You can do what you got to do to tell who you got to tell. But at the end of the day, how much time are you consuming by trying to do it? Like, by trying to be the difference with a dysfunctional minor thing that's going on. I mean, minor. It's not minor. Something that's out of your control. That could be devastating to your life. You know? Now I want to say, I'm not talking about child abuse or bullshit like that. I'm talking about shit like that. You know, to be honest, it's probably going to hurt a lot of feelings, but a lot of families already child abuse their child. We're neglecting children as we speak right now. Give him a phone, honey. Don't let that kid express his emotions. I don't want to hear his bullshit. Get him a phone. Child neglect, man. Right in front of you. And it's illegal as... You know why? It's being normalized? So people stop beating the shit out of their kids. What are they going to beat out of the kid if you don't have any emotions? Let's get them used to escaping them while they're at a young age. 3-year-olds have phones. 3-year-old already having a phone playing. Yeah, get him souped on. Go ahead and neglect your child. I'm going to be completely different. If I ever have a child, I'm going to listen to all their emotions. Because I don't want to be raising no dang zombie. I don't. I went through hell and back, and I would be damned if someone that I made go through hell and back as well. Wouldn't want that. See, the thing is, I'm about to eat these Oreos and cream. I'm gonna give my friend one of these too. Now my friend, he don't even like those caramel cream things. But he liked these. Well, yeah, they're pretty good. Because to be honest, it tastes like the blackness of the Oreo. And with the Oreo filling in the middle. But you can tell it's caramel. But it's not like sticky kind of caramel because you got the cookie crumbles in it. Kind of like, I don't know, ruining the effect of the caramel. Yeah. But yeah. I don't even know what I'm going to watch tonight. I know last night I watched Scary Movie 5. That movie's pretty funny. It's fun. It's fun to watch, because I used to be a horror film addict. So that's the thing. I can identify all my addictions like easy. but see, majority of my addictions, that stuff is normalized. We normalize addictions for our ego, for our pride. We want to look flawless. Pornography ain't no goddamn addiction. What are you talking about? It's about normal as hell as possible. What? Tell me the last time you watched the Discovery Channel and you see hippos looking at other hippos when they're mating. Like, come on. You don't see that. That stuff ain't in nature. Yeah, sex is in nature. It's mating. But watching people mate for pleasure for ourselves? Come on, man. But when you put it like that, that just makes it sound disgusting. You gotta use the slang terms and make it sound cool. You mean like make whoopee? That don't even sound good. What the fuck are you talking about? Man, you know this is 2021. We don't say make whoopee. That's like so 80s, man. Get with the times. I don't even know what the slang term is for it now. Because I'm too literal. I don't like them slang terms. They use slang terms to make it not sound nasty. But if you're literal, just like me, man, he makes sex sound so disgusting. He makes hooking up sound so disgusting. It's like, that's because the concept is disgusting and your mind is actually acknowledging what I'm saying. You know that porn is disgusting. You know that stuff is... Why the hell are you watching this? Why the hell are you watching that? Do hippos watch other hippos mate? and pleasure themselves to it? I don't think so. Matter of fact, they're on survival status, man. Any kind of animal living out in nature, they don't got time to be doing that. They got what we don't have no more. Natural instinct. And whatever natural instinct that we do have, man has done tried to corrupt it to the point to where it doesn't interfere with the world of greed. But I'll tell you, man, you get into the concept of the law of attraction, you read into that stuff. I highly recommend books by Dalai Lama. He writes some really good stuff. Look into the Mark Manson books, too. That stuff's really good. You want to read things that are going to open your mind. But you see a lot of people fear, or they get, quote-unquote, bored reading stuff like Friedrich Nietzsche and all that other stuff. Philosophers, if you will. But when you read stuff that makes you think, you broaden your horizons and you welcome more change into your life. Because you were exposing yourself to diversity. You realize that you don't know anything. When you can realize that you don't know anything, there is so much going on in life every single day. We will live our life learning as much as we can, but the thing is you never learn it all. You die before you even get a small percentage of everything. Because there's so much that we don't know. Life itself is nothing but the deep parts of the ocean. We find new stuff in the ocean all the time. But we have only been to a small percentage. And that is what our man-made society wants us to be with ourselves. Only let them discover a small percentage. But don't let them discover full. I'm telling you, man. When you start looking like a nutcase to society, like me, wearing my tie-dye and colorful clothes, wearing my necklace, I love my necklace. Love this necklace. Love it, love it, love it. I love my tattoos. I love my story, But you come to find out the people who are doing it different are actually doing it right. Because they realize, wait a minute, this is my life. I'm the controller of my life. No one else is. Man, people don't realize that until it's too late when they done fucked up so many times. That's another thing, man. I don't know if I spoke about it on the podcast, but I met a guy who was put in my path for a reason, man. I did speak about it. The guy who was at the gym who wants to get a tie-dye shirt from me. I think I talked about it. Maybe I wanted to talk about it. And I don't know. I change it up so many times. I got a sporadic mind. You're lucky if I stay on the same subject matter. Because honestly, I'm just talking to talk, get it all out so I don't talk my friend's ear off too much. But like after work today, I broke the news to my supervisor. I told her I got accepted to the job. You can tell she didn't like hearing the news very much, but when I explained to her, I want to help people. I want to help more people like me. I want to give them the guidance they need, There's a reason why I've been conditioned the way that I've been. For example, my friend, she tries to learn stuff from me all the time. I'm always quoting from my caseworker all the time. The stuff that my caseworker taught me, it never left. It never left my brain. That woman, she really saved my fucking life. She saved my fucking life from the corrupt way of thinking how I used to think. That's what I mean. People that work in these fields, man, where they're helping people, they don't get paid enough. They really don't. Teachers don't get paid. Man, God, teachers, don't get me started on that shit. See, I remember watching Stand and Deliver, right? That movie, right? Well, Bob's Burgers did a mock episode of it. South Park did a mock episode of it. I tried to sit through Stand and Deliver. I felt so bad for that teacher. I didn't even want to watch it, man. I'm just like, man, this is sad as fuck, but it's so real. Them teachers put up with your corrupt children from corrupt households, trying to teach them a corrupt way of life, knowing that they're going to leave school. Well, that's one thing too. I don't know if teachers even have a reality check. I'm pretty sure they do. I'm pretty sure they realize how rough it was. How rough it was to even get, to be a teacher is rough anyway in itself. So they had selfish intentions when they were getting into it. But the thing is, man, when you come to realization and you realize how hard it is after high school, man, high school just leaves people to fail, man. Unless you're living on the path that man-made has structured for you, then you're going to be good as gold. But you might not be living the life you want to live, but you're going to be good as gold. But when you live the life you want to live, you become your own leader. You are your leader. There is no one else to follow, because there's no reason to follow anybody. Oh, man. There's no reason to follow anybody. Because I tell you. Okay, good. It's still recording. I think, yeah, because I've clicked off it on accident. There's no reason to follow anybody. You can learn from someone. You can, be inspired by someone. It's like one of the guys at the gym. When I see him, I always remind him he's my inspiration. I want to be like him. I've told him that. I want to be like that, because this dude comes in at the same time at the gym, runs like for an hour straight like it's nothing. Like, I'm like, man, I want to be like that. I told him he's the warrior of life. You're a warrior of life, man. I'm going to be like that one day. That's what I mean. Like, when you're in the gym, you're around people who are their own leaders, Yeah, you're going to see a lot of people with the confidence issues, and they got to come in pairs of 2 or more. But when you see the lone wolves killing it, those are the ones you want to befriend. Those are the ones you want to hear from. Those are the ones that have struggled. Those are the ones who are in survival. They're in here to help develop themselves for each and every day, because each and every day is a fight. Every single day is struggle. Every single day is suffer. That's all it is. But you got to adapt. You got to utilize the tools that are in front of you to adapt. But the thing is, the people who come into the gym, then there are people who come to the gym for style points, looking cool, looking this, looking that, looking the other. I'm going to pick up some ladies today. Yeah, I'm going to, just kind of, make it look like I'm working out a lot, make myself look good, blah, 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 blah. But then you don't see those people anymore because their group just wanted to stop coming. So when the group stops coming, well, guess what? You also stop coming. That's just how it is. For a small percentage of the gym goers, the ones who stay year round, they're the one kicking the butt. They're the one putting all their effort every single day, man. Every single day. I have seen people come in at like 3 in the morning, man. 3 in the morning, starting their day, and they don't even go into work until like a couple hours, man. Starting their day at the gym. They get up, come straight to the gym. Tell you, when you're on the morning schedule, man, you start seeing these people who, like, for example, there was a guy who worked at Kubota. Kubota is a tough fucking job. If you worked at Kubota, that is a tough fucking job. I never worked there, but I have had friends who have worked there. And they say it kicks your ass, like it really does. This dude was in there working out like a maniac before he started his shift. Before he started his shift at the gym, he's working his butt off before he drives up to Kubota. And I'm like, man, you work at Kubota and you are here? I told that man, I got a fist bump from him. I said, dude, that's inspiring as heck. Because that's a tough job. Kubota is a tough job, man. Woo-wee. But yeah, that's what I mean. Like, the gym is there to motivate you. It's there to pick you up. But the thing is you gotta let it. You gotta let it pick you up. You can't just, come to it like once every month or once every other month. You can't be dependent on people, because guess what? A lot of the people who inspired me, their schedules go sporadic, just like mine. Like I was explaining to my friends, because she was like, James, I was wondering about that, because I was explaining to her, I really wanted to give the supervisor his shirt, but my body's not wanting to wake up during the day. And I'm not going to force my body to wake up during the day, because I don't want to risk going manic, I don't want to chance it. Because I'm already dealing with enough change as it is. And I said, probably when I get all the stuff stable and everything just static, with a new chapter opened up in my life and stuff, then I could probably do twice a day. Because she was like, man, I was wondering about that. You come in twice a day, and like I was thinking, like, when do you sleep? And I was like, no, the thing is, I don't. That's the beauty of insomnia, I just, once you grasp reality of life and time itself, you realize how precious it is. You realize how beautiful life really is, and that you have wasted so much of your time through your upbringing being conditioned. Can you imagine if we were taught how to properly live at a young age? Dude, I could already be retired at 20 or something like that, because I would have had the mind state and everything to be a success and get a job at the minimum age, which was like 16, work my way up, retire at like 30 or something like that. You can do it. And if you say it's impossible, bullcrap. There are tons of minimalists who have stripped themselves clean, work these hard jobs, and retire at a good age. There's a documentary on the bullshit, but you got to be willing to let go. You got to let go of the man-made stuff. You got to let go of the materials of this world and utilize the tools that you have to push your life to, the extent of what it needs to be pushed, You got to be able to let go. And that's the thing. We're conditioned at a young age to not let go. We're conditioned to hoard and keep, have ownership, Oh, man. Hoy vey. But I tell you, man, so much, man. So much beauty to life that I wish everyone can see. But the thing is the beauty that you see in life, people aren't going to see it because they're too deluded by how we are structured to see life. Like right now, right here, this tree is beautiful. Where we are structured to ignore the trees because we got other things that we got to pay attention to. Really, life is all about just sitting and enjoying being in the present. But we're all too fixated on a future that we don't even live in. We're conditioned that way from childhood. It's not your fault. Blame society for it, because that's what it is. People shouldn't have anxiety of, the future at like 5 years old. You're worried about little Johnny making straight A's and all this bullshit. Well, what about him being a kid? He don't have time to be a kid. He has to be, one of those smart people, He has to, you want him to get a good job around 16, I want him to be programming and all that good stuff. But it's like, wait a minute. You want him to make those kind of... Okay. Now, quick question. What did you do in your life? This ain't about me. This is about my kid, mister. You better back off. Huh. That's so funny. That is so funny. It's funny how naturally we are hypocritical of ourselves. Because all we do is we want to sculpt what we wish we would have did into an innocent child. But the thing is, in a dysfunctional mind, what we would have did different, you come to find out that was dysfunctional in itself. See, that's how our minds are just so corrupted. Like, oh my gosh. I wish I was never friends with that person. See, the thing is like, we don't appreciate. Because you got to remember, the people that you say, I wish I was never friends with that person, I wish I never came in contact with that person, they came to your life to teach you what was wrong within you. But it's up to you to identify. But instead, you're too busy playing the blame game and holding up all this pent-up aggression towards that person. But you're not looking at the lesson that it taught you. You're too busy thinking, I don't like that person. But yet, you're not coming to terms that people change. People change. Who that person was years ago might be a completely different person now. I know, gosh dang well, that's how it is for me. That's how it is for me. Hoo-wee, man. Woo, doggy. 28 freaking minutes is too... No, the podcast ain't on 28 minutes. The recorder is... I'm paying attention to this recorder. Because I would usually be in there talking my friend's ear off. But I also want to do the podcast, Because it keeps me getting all that stuff out. It gets it all out. But see, that's one thing that I have noticed. Once I get it all out, I feel good. Because it's like more of a self thing. It's more like a purge. It's more like I'm vomiting. But, So, yeah, back on the subject matter of the supervisor. Yeah, I broke the news to her. She didn't seem pleased about it at first, but then I explained to her, I just want to help people like me. That's all I want to do. I want to help people like me because I know what they're going through. And that was one thing I liked about this job interview is they took my work with my caseworker as job experience. I didn't do 5 years of help for nothing, man. You stay getting help for 5 freaking years, man. You done went to college. Because when you go through self-discovery, man, and they got that documented, woo. Here's my paperwork. Because that's the thing. When you stick with them, and they diagnose you, you let them diagnose you. You be completely transparent with them. You got you a job opportunity right there, and people don't even know it. But the thing is you have to be good on your documents. You have to be making constant progress. And they got this position called a peer representative. And they got more positions after that too. Like, that's what I mean. There's a dysfunctional way to success, and then there's the stable way of success. A lot of people choose the dysfunctional route. And there are quite a few different ways to be a dysfunctional success. Sure, you can become successful. You can have all the money in the world, have all the women in the world, have all the pretty faces in the world, having sex with anyone you want, blah, 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 blah. Everyone does something for just $100, Good for you, monsieur. But are you happy? Are you satisfied? Or are you just completely empty? And you're just trying to fill that emptiness that's inside of you that never gets filled. Because guess what? You can literally have anyone you want. That's how reality is. You can literally have anyone you want. You can have anyone you want. It's that easy. And there has been times where my mind, when it's like feeding on temptation, like saying, man, James, you can easily take advantage. You can easily take advantage. And I'm like, no, I can't find myself to do that. I can't find myself to do that. See, a lot of people, they block out their subconscious with alcohol, drugs, whatever. And they'll take advantage because you're supplying them with what they need that they think is going to fill their emptiness. Well, guess what you just did? You just took advantage of someone's life. You took advantage of their sanity. You did damage. You did damage to them mentally, you know. That's why I couldn't live with myself. I could not. I am too aware with my subconscious. And honestly, I used to hate it. I used to hate it that I couldn't, hook up like everyone else, because half the time, like, I couldn't even get the shit up anyway. It's like, I don't understand any of this. I don't understand it. I don't understand how people can do this. I don't even know you, That's why they say, hey, you got to drink up a little bit. You got to let yourself loose, You got to ease up a little bit. Get drunk a little bit. Take a pill. Do something. Blah, 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 blah. There's reasons why you got to ease your way into this type of lifestyle, Because you got to logically not be thinking for a second to make these good decisions, quote unquote good decisions, Sarcasm, guys, sarcasm. Because they're not good decisions. They're fucked up, messed up for your well-being. You're corrupting your mental state of mind by forcing it to do stuff that it doesn't want to do. That's why when you wake up, you have so much regret. That's why we have like sexual transmitted diseases and stuff. I honestly think it's karma. It's like, hey, you want to sleep around? Well, now you got AIDS. Well, ain't that crap. Yes, I know people are born with that stuff too. And that's besides the fact. I'm talking about on the sexual form of where people are just sleeping around. And then you hear the horror stories. Like that girl who gave AIDS to all these innocent people. She just willingly slept with a bunch of people just to give them AIDS. I'm like, man, you have to be a corrupt soul. Just because someone gave you AIDS, now you're going to give everyone else AIDS. Well, girl, look at the predicament you were in. What are the choices you made? Who were you hanging out with? See, and that's another thing that we confuse with. We confuse danger and adrenaline and all this stuff. Well, guess you can get adrenaline from better choices too, Like I said, there's a yin and a yang to everything. That's why that is such a big symbol. To be honest, I might put a yin and a yang symbol. That might be my next tattoo, actually. Maybe. I could put that on my elbow. A yin and a yang symbol, man. Because there's a good and an evil side to literally everything when you break everything down. I'm telling you, man, when y'all start reading the law of attraction and gosh dang, and you start breaking everything down, and it's like there's literally a good and an evil side of everything. When you start to break down everything, man, you really start to see the beauty in life. You really do. All right, it's almost going to be 35 on this recorder. Woohoo! I fucking did it. Yeah. Let's truck it and just put it on floor, and we're going to gas it. But yeah, I don't even remember what I was talking about. I know it was something about AIDS and all that stuff. I don't even remember, though. I don't remember where I left off. I get distracted. You got to get used to that. Very sporadic minded. But yeah, there's a yin and a yang to everything. But man, really start to appreciate the little things. Appreciate the people that come in your life, because they're not going to be there, For example, I was going to deliver a shirt to, one of the people that inspired me at work. I had a shirt delivery for him. And one of my friends, she broke the news to me, said, she don't work here no more. I'm like, what do you mean? Well, she was going to get wrote up for something that was out of her control, and so she just decided to quit. And I was like, well, do you know her outside of work? Because if you do, you can just give her the shirt. She said, yeah, I'll give it to her. I know her outside of work. I was like, okay. But, I really wanted to give her that shirt because, she was one of them that was so motivating, telling me so much about her friend that does tie-dye. And, this woman, man, she made these pot holders from crocheting. I've never felt such a thick pot holder. Literally, you don't see pot holders like this. It's wow, this is really awesome stuff that you made this. You made this out of this yarn so that heat doesn't interfere with your hands. It blows my mind, the stuff that we can create out of something so simplistic. Just get you a ball of yarn and build, and you make materials so you can stand crazy amounts of temperature, It's just so cool. Like the stuffs that we can create from just simplistic materials. And it just blows my mind. It's cool as heck. Now, see, when you talk to a person whose mind is just normalized and warped into society's conditioning, they just say, that's nothing. That's nothing. For example, man, hey, Ron, check out this pot holder she made. Ain't that cool? She made all this out of yarn. Yeah, I guess that's pretty cool. But have you seen the new car that's coming out in 2022? Now that's cool. What? Man, I'm just telling you, look at the simplistic materials that are used to make such a cool thing where you can basically hold something that would scorch the fuck out of your hand. Yeah, I guess that's pretty cool, man, But see, did you look at the new headphones that are coming out in 2025? Now that's cool. What? See, we disregard a lot. We disregard a lot of stuff that we can actually do with simplistic materials. We disregard a lot of it. Because pretty much we are conditioned that money is the controller. We can get anything with money. We can buy whatever the fuck we want. You can own something better than that. Hey man, I totally just bought this car all by myself. Yeah, what year is it? It's 2006, but I bought it, I don't gotta make any payments on it or anything. Yeah, that's cool, man, but I'm totally working towards getting me the new 2022 truck that's coming out. It's not even out yet, but I'm working on a pre-order for it. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, but I paid this. I bought it with my money, I paid. Yeah, well, man, I'm doing something called down payments, man. I don't fucking pay full price. See, that's where they mess you up, man. You gotta work on that credit. You gotta not pay full prices for stuff. You gotta put a down payment and then just slowly pay it up. That way that car is not completely yours. I understand that, you totally bought that car and it's all yours, right? But see, the thing is, I got a down payment. Yeah, down payment. See, when you bought that car, what'd you risk, man? You got no credit. But I got me a down payment. This down payment is gonna... I'm totally looking at myself in the mirror while I do that. Oh my gosh. Oy vey, I went overboard. 35.67. No, I'm just having too much fun. But I'm about to go in here and start my workout now. I finished the podcast and I'm out. Y'all stay positive. Peace.